All right, it is Tuesday, December 14th, 2021, and I really need you to hit that subscribe button right now. Furman takes on North Carolina, 7 o'clock Eastern start time. The UNC Tar Heels are minus 9.5, totals 154. And if you want to see which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for a membership on my website at brockpage.com. We're hitting at 63% in our last 25 college basketball tier package picks on brockpage.com. The good news is we have another college basketball tier package pick going off here this evening. If you're still on the fence about getting a package on brockpage.com, just keep in mind that we currently have over 885 members who are signed up and active on that safe and secure website. Now, the Tar Heels have been shooting lights out this season. They're drilling nearly 49% of their field goals, and they're currently in the top 10 in the country in shooting the three ball. The Tar Heels are making 42% of their three balls, and they're averaging 45 second half points per contest. Caleb Love is scoring nearly 17 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists for the sophomore. Love is also drilling 43% of his three-pointers. Meanwhile, Armando Bacot is scoring 14 points a game himself, along with 9 boards. Now, defensively, the Tar Heels are in the top 30 in rebounding. UNC is currently on a 4-game winning streak, and they held their opponents to under 64 points in all 4 of those victories I just mentioned. They're taking on a Furman squad who failed to cover the point spread in their last 6 straight. The Paladins are allowing 80 points a game on the road, and they're also letting their opponents make 46% of their field goals against them in that same category. Now, total-wise, Furman's 4-1 to the over on the road, 7-2 to the over for the entire year. Meanwhile, UNC saw 4 out of their last 7 ball games get over the line themselves, throwing out the Elon game. I'm going to lean toward UNC minus 9.5 over 154. Next ball game, Miami, Ohio versus Clemson, 7 o'clock Eastern start time. Clemson's minus 8.5, totals 136. Clemson's done a real nice job shooting the basketball. They're making nearly 50% of their field goals, and they're currently in the top 5 in the country in three-point percentage. Matter of fact, the Tigers are scoring 78 points a game at the Little John Coliseum, and they're making 44% of their three-pointers there. Alamir Dawes is making over 48% of his three-pointers, 11 points per contest for the guard. Meanwhile, David Collins is scoring over 11 points a game himself, 42% shooting from three-land for Collins. Now, defensively, Clemson allows only 63 points a game at home, and they're limiting their opponents to just 37% shooting from the field there. Clemson's taking on a Miami team who lost their last 3 straight, and they shoot just 23% from three-land on the road. The Red Hawks are also giving up 37 second-half points a game away from home as well. Clemson saw their last 4 straight all get over the number, 7-2 to the over in their last 9. I'm going to lean toward Clemson minus 8.5 over 136. Next matchup, it is going to be Arizona State Creighton, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Creighton's minus 7.5, totals 135. Creighton's in the top 20 in the country in offensive field goal percentage. They're making over 49% of their field goals, and they're averaging 38 second-half points a game. Ryan Hawkins scores 14.5 points per contest, 6 rebounds, and 40% shooting from downtown. Meanwhile, Ryan Nembhard is drilling 45% of his three-pointers. Creighton won 4 out of their last 5 ball games, 8-2 straight up in their last 10. They're taking on an Arizona State team who dropped 5 out of their last 7 themselves, just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10. The Sun Devils are averaging just 29 first-half points a game. They're also making just 29% of their shots from beyond the arc. Now, total-wise, 2 out of Arizona State's last 3 fell under the number, 70% to the under in their last 10. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays went 7-2 to the under in their last 9 themselves, 4-1 to the under on their home court. I'm going to lean toward Creighton minus 7.5, under 135. Next matchup, it is going to be Georgia State versus Mississippi State, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. The Mississippi State Bulldogs are minus 9.5, totals 142. The Bulldogs are 5-1 straight up at home this season, 62 points per contest they're giving up in front of their home crowd. Matter of fact, the Bulldogs are allowing only 29 first-half points per contest, and they currently find themselves in the top 15 in defensive rebounding. Now, scoring-wise, Iverson Molinar is averaging over 16.5 points per contest, 3 rebounds, 4 assists for the junior. Molinar is also making over 94% of his free throws. Garrison Brooks is averaging nearly a dozen points a game himself, 7 boards, and 40% shooting from three-land. The Bulldogs have done a really nice job of grabbing rebounds offensively. They're taking on a Georgia State team who lost 3 of 4 as the road team. They're having a tough time defending the 3-ball. The Panthers are letting their opponents make 43% of their three-pointers against them away from home. They're giving up over 41 second-half points a game in that same category. Now, total-wise, 2 out of Georgia State's last 3 got over the line. Mississippi State went 3-1 to the over in their last 4. I'm going to lean toward Mississippi State minus 9.5, over 142. Next ball game, Alabama versus Memphis, 9 o'clock Eastern start time. The Alabama Crimson Tides minus 3.5, totals 154. Bama's in the top 10 in scoring, top 20 in offensive rebounding. The Crimson Tide is averaging 86 points a night, and they've beaten the likes of Houston, Gonzaga, Miami, and Drake. Jaden Shackelford's scoring 20 points a game, 6 rebounds, 46% shooting from three-land. Meanwhile, Javon Quinterly's scoring over 15 points a game himself, along with a couple of rebounds and 4 assists. Now, defensively, the Tide's holding their competition to just 27% shooting from beyond the arc. They're taking on a Memphis club who lost their last 4 straight, and they failed to cover the point spread in 5 out of their last 6. Memphis is shooting just 64% from the stripe. Meanwhile, defensively, they've done a poor job of rebounding at home. Now, total-wise, Memphis is 4-1 to the over as the official home team. Bama's 6-3 to the over in their last 9. I'm going to lean toward Alabama, minus 3.5, over 154. And with that, guys, now it's time for our quick pick recap, powered to you by my website at brockpage.com, where we are hitting at 63% our last 25 college basketball tier package picks. I like UNC minus 9.5, over 154. Clemson minus 8.5, over 136. Creighton minus 7.5, under 135. Mississippi State minus 9.5, over 142. Alabama minus 3.5, over 154. As far as all the other games go, give me Louisville minus 23, under 140.5. Central Connecticut State plus 15, under 137 and a hook. Troy minus 11, over 128. Austin Peay plus 7, under 128.5. Florida A&M plus 20, under 130. East Tennessee State minus 12, over 140.5. LSU minus 35, over 145. Hartford minus 2, over 148 and a hook. UNC Greensboro plus 7, under 127.5. Tennessee Volunteers minus 35.5, under 139. Wake Forest minus 15, over 150. Grambling plus 28, under 136. Stephen F. Austin minus 11.5, over 147. Wichita State minus 22, under 130.5. Arkansas Little Rock minus 1.5, over 146. Texas Tech minus 23.5, under 142. Coppin State plus 12, under 146.5. DePaul minus 10, under 143. Northern Iowa minus 13.5, under 128. Jacksonville minus 2, under 125. Louisiana Raging Cajuns plus 23, over 140.5. Tennessee Martin plus 3.5 under 145. North Texas minus 11 over 122. Duke minus 36.5 under 150. Tarleton State plus 7 over 123. Minnesota minus 15 under 143. UT Rio Grande let's try that again. UT Rio Grande plus 3 over 147.5. Texas Longhorns minus 35 over 135. Auburn minus 29 over 143.5. Santa Clara plus 8 over 139. UC Davis plus 6 over 134. And before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that we are hitting at 63% in our last 25 college basketball tier package picks on BrockPage.com. I'm going to lean toward UC Santa Barbara minus 4.5 under 131 and a hook. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on BrockPage.com. If you guys do end up getting a membership here today on that website, just keep in mind you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today on BrockPage.com, you're going to get access to that content all the way through the end of December. And if you want to get access to every single pick that I give out on that website, your best idea is to sign up for the board member tier. And board members on that website, they get access to every single pick that I give out all the way through the end of December. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Tuesday to you. Best of luck to you. And I like you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at BrockPage.com.